Well, Bass is flip-flopping so much you'd think they were running for office. Just 48 hours ago, when Bassmasters released their 2025 Elite Series schedule, they slipped a couple of sentences into the end of the press release talking about the information rule for next year. Now, I'm sure everyone remembers all the controversy over the information rule this year. It started off by a lot of rookies being accused of getting information on the lakes for the Elite Series schedule while they weren't technically on the Elite Series roster yet. Well, Bass initially vowed to change that and then make that rule effective the day the schedule come out. Then, in a surprise to everybody, they slipped in those two sentences I was mentioning when they issued the press release on the schedule for 2025. They changed their minds. They said, guess what? Information rule starting January 1st. I have a little bit about what that looked like behind the scenes. Let's go to the footage.
We're very rich. Everybody rich. So let's sign this. So what's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah, as you would imagine, it went over like a fart in church. In fact, I've kind of been delaying this video. Yesterday I spoke with 14 different pros, kind of getting some behind-the-scenes opinions of this. And believe it or not, it was kind of shocking for both the rookies and the vets. Let me explain. Well, of course, the vets were pissed off. They were promised that this rule was going to be changed and that loophole was going to be tightened down, just to find out the date was actually moved out further than they ever expected. Meanwhile, the rookies were a bit more conflicted. On one hand, they're like, you know what? Even playing field, January 1st, no information for everybody, we're good. On the other hand, they're like, you know what? If Bass was going to do this all year long, why did they let all the vets bully us saying we were cheaters? Now, the reason I held off on making this video is one of the many pros I spoke with yesterday said he might wait a little while because he thought an imminent change to the rule was about to happen yet again. It was my first time talking to the guy, so I didn't really know what to think, but I've got to admit he was dead on, so you know who you are. You go, dude. So where do we stand for this 5 minutes? Well, as of September 8th, only 48 hours since the last rule change, no Elite Series angler or Elite Qualifying angler can get information on any of the lakes for the 2025 season. So we're kind of sort of back to what the rule was supposed to be changed to begin with, which was the day the schedule come out, just 2 days later because they fumbled it to begin with, I guess. Bass even admits in their own press release today that they made this new decision based upon all the, quote, consistent feedback they're getting from Elite Series anglers. I really wish I had a number of what that looked like of pros versus rookies. Although, like I said, everyone I talked to yesterday, pros and rookies alike, everybody was pissed for a different reason. I even had an interview set up with a couple of Elite Series anglers to talk about the information rule. It was set for later this week. We'll see if they still want to come on and how, if any, their opinion has changed. Until then, here we are in September, and Bassmasters is really going for that golden flip-flopping award. All they're going to have to do a lot to take it away from MLF. Please do me a favor and don't forget about our new News Tips hotline. It's cerebraltacklenewstips@gmail.com. If you have a story you want me to look into or you think something interesting for me to run down that might make it to the show, it's your way to participate, so shoot me an email. I can't get to everything, but I'll try my best. Please do me a favor on the way out the door. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Most importantly, enjoy this beautiful fall weather. Get out there on the water and keep it wet.